least we need to have a little bit on the understanding the concept, what is distributed, what is centralized, what is decentralized. So like at the bottom one, you may see that there is something like central database. It is an example whereby you want to fill up the form for the KPT lah. Let's say you want to submit the research grant, everybody, when the last day deadline want to submit to the system, got crash, okay, hang. So because everyone go to the central server, want to do something, submit to the server, web server, everything's to central database. So everybody try to submit the form and update the form, but the server crash because there's only one server. You cannot cope. I believe that there is more than 50,000, at least 20,000 lecturers in Malaysia. Let's say probably 5% want to submit, probably around 1,000 people want to submit. Probably the server will be a little cramped lah, or almost crash lah. So that's why some technology, they come up with the idea of the distributed or decentralized technology. We have right now we are running almost in a Malaysia system, in the government, in the website, everything using centralized. Too vulnerable to the even the attack on the denial of service attack also can happen lah. Okay. So even during the election, if you're using central server, I believe that there will be crash lah, because Malaysia have around 25 million people. So it doesn't make sense lah if you're using central server. If you really want to have a general election, then PRUs, right? The country is right now worried about the PRU who going to delete during the COVID time. So central database system should be rejected. So that's the first thing we need to make sure that if you want to have a general election using online system. So okay, a little bit on the bahasa Malaysia, bahasa Melayu, so that we can have a big explanation or big picture overview on the distributed ledger technology, ataupun we call it technology ledger teragih, TLT. Normally the problem is that people talk about blockchain. Actually, it's not about the blockchain. Actually, it's about distributed ledger technology. Blockchain is the hype lah. People know about blockchain, but if you already go deep technical, people talk about DLTs, not the blockchain. So let's say in a blockchain, we call it block rantaian, can have Ethereum, Bitcoin, DApps. Whereby, if you want to have more technology and more advanced, faster, we can look at a directed acyclic graph, DAX. We call it graph berarah tidak kitaran. So probably hyperledgers, of course they're hypers, so it's a very hyper fast read and write. So another thing is the IOTA Tangle. Last time, right now they are moving Chiselis. So the IOTA provide the solution that you can store all the IoT sensor data, sensor node data into the very fast DLT network, not using blockchain. You never use blockchain to store data of the IoT because blockchain is slow. I will be show later on at the end a slide, something a bit to visualize what is how you visualize this blockchain, how you visualize that. I want to go that's part the last one lah. Okay. Another thing is that the main thing that the main dish for the sharing today is that about aplikasi teragih. What we call is blockchain DApps. That's the things. Actually, aplikasi teragih or blockchain DApp is covered two things. A mobile app is not something like very blockchain thing. Actually, just a UI that interface for end user to interact with the blockchain solution or DLT solution. Okay, it's just a UI. But inside there, they have some API lah to call the whatever function that we need to execute from the DLT system. And the right side, in the bottom one, you can see the smart contract, or some in the Ethereum they call smart contract. In the Hyperledgers they call it chain code. So smart contract is the logic, is the heart of the system, whereby all decisions will be made by a smart contract. Whereby this smart contract actually being executed inside the Ethereum networks. Okay. So all the logic, programming, yes, no, add whatever function you want to do inside smart contract. The app will show you the UI, the app will show the UI so that you can interact with the smart contract. Because not all users want to interact with command line console, right? We do not have a console system moving around. We have a UI mobile app moving around. That's why developers need to make sure that we have a very friendly and simple app, mobile app. We call it DApp, Decentralized app, communicate with the smart contract, and then do some whatever thing you want lah. For example, want to verify certificate on so on. Okay, so move back to the rewind a little bit on the past, almost 6 years ago. At this moment, I think before this 2014, I do my PhD in Shah Alam. Okay, so I did on my research on the chain, but it's not directly to cryptocurrency. At the moment, people talk about cryptocurrency, but I did my research on PhD embedded system about chain, how you can make sure that two parties can have a secure at the hardware level, not in the software, at the firmware and hardware level. You communicate machine to machine so that you can verify each other. I'm using chain techniques, but it's not a blockchain, it's a cryptographic chain. So in the 2014, if you look at the hype cycle, I went to the 2013, there is no such thing about blockchain, cryptocurrency, whatever, none. So the hype cycle have shown that cryptocurrency almost went down from the hype cycle. Here, when you can see at the peak one, is the top one, where the research, the paper publication, everything is being done here. But the cryptocurrency in 2014 already went down a bit. Okay, so from the mountain, the second mountain at the top is about IoT, Internet of Things. Okay, at the bottom here you can see that the climber already went down, go down, not the climber going to go to the up, but it's going to down. It's about cryptocurrency. 2014, people doesn't even know what is a blockchain. Okay, because in 2014, Vitalik Buterin just want to have something like prototype. What you call it? He got some argument with the Bitcoin team, because Bitcoin team does not allow people to write some code in the Bitcoin. So Vitalik Buterin is the founder of the Ethereum, so that he makes some modification in the open source of the Bitcoin. I did in 2014. Okay, so there is some story about I want to go to detail that part lah. But that's the beginning about cryptocurrency, and then you can see that there's a lot of technology there. If you are ready at the moment of this moment, you are do some research on IoT, probably you can do a lot of your citation or paper journal can have a lot of citation now lah. If you are doing now about IoT or cryptocurrency, probably is the worst one lah, paper publication lah, because nobody going to cite you because you're really late. Okay, how about 2015? In 2015, okay, cryptocurrency is there, but you can see that at the bottom here, cryptocurrency exchange. You want to exchange so that at the moment there is some another cryptocurrency that exists. We call it alternate coin, and then also just rising. And at this moment, actually, it's not exchange for the another cryptocurrency. It's an exchange. Let's say you have a BTC, Bitcoin. You want to exchange to USD. At the moment, only USD. Probably that is not even a Europe. It's just USD. So you want to exchange to USD dollar to the Bitcoin or vice versa, you need to have a cryptocurrency exchange. So you see that this in 2015, people talk about to make trading or buy a cryptocurrency. At this moment, I want to tell you that the price of Bitcoin is around $500. In 2014, the price of Bitcoin around $200 to $400. Keep note, later on we're going to see what is the price related of the Bitcoin. So this is around $500, the price of Bitcoin, one Bitcoin. How about 2016? Wow, 2016, yeah. No more about cryptocurrency thing. Blockchain is rising, right? The climber, the blockchain, want to climb the peak, almost very close to the peak, climbing the hype cycle, the mountain. So that is where the blockchain term, where the blockchain come, when the Vitalik Buterin introduced the Ethereum project. So there's the most, people talk about the blockchain, not just cryptocurrency. So right now when the blockchain is there, okay. Okay, question, yes, go on.
Oh, dapat dah. Huh?
Do you have any question?
Oh, tak dengar jawapan.
Tak dengar. Are you okay? Okay, nobody asking. respond. Okay, you can ask me or ask moderator during my talk. It's okay. It's just something like a santai. We want to have relaxed sharing. No need to push to have to look 100% on the screen. So you just relax. So nobody talk. Okay, fine. So at this moment also you can see that some UAV technology. I don't want to go detail this one 4D whatever. You can see that blockchain is rising. There is blockchain there. 2016. Okay, good. And then we move 2017. Wow, very fast. Okay, the climber of the mountain of the hype cycle somehow went down very fast. In just 1 year, he climbed and she went down very fast. Okay, okay. The blockchain already went down 2017, and then UAV also you can see it after the UAV and everything. So yeah, blockchain exists. Nice. SDN, SDS, whatever. Going down, okay, something like VR also want to ready. Virtual reality is a common thing, but blockchain went down here. That's mean the no longer research. When we see that when the anything that went down from the hype cycle top, okay, from the peak, that's mean there is a lot of development already there. There is probably some product already exists in the market. So when you are rising, it's about research. When going down, it's about product. That's a thing that we need to make sure that we know that blockchain already have a product. 2017, of course, they got product. In 2017, actually the price Bitcoin, okay, the price Bitcoin rise. I believe that around $4,000 around that. Okay, $4,000, the price of Bitcoin. In 2016, around $2,000. You see that? $2,000, $4,000. Okay. 2018, much more interesting. Yeah, we still got blockchain not moving around. Somehow the climber of the block of the hype cycle or the mountain is somehow sitting there, not moving. Something like almost the same things, right? So sitting there, probably take some break before went down directly. Went to the bottom. So she just relaxed there for 1 year. So blockchain is there. And then you can see that in 2018, the price Bitcoin rise at the end of the year, $10,000. That's mean around 44,000 ringgit. Okay. Here, $4,000 maximum price. Here, $10,000. Oh God. Let's say you can have rewind back 2014 is just around $500. You see that? Okay, that's in 2018. Wow, I love that flying autonomous vehicle. Okay, yeah, this is starting. People want to fly. Okay, that's a very interesting. But now blockchain. Okay, we're moving 2019. Oh God, no more blockchain in the research whatever. It's about no longer emerging. Blockchain is no longer emerging technologies. It's just something like people use daily. So something like industry appliance or home appliance things lah. So no more blockchain here. And when you talk about doing research on blockchain, okay, that little bit, probably nobody going to cite your paper, the paper. Okay, no more blockchain. Aha. You can ask me this question to me right now. It's okay. During this discussion of hype cycle, you also open. Aha. Why is why? Okay, number is gone, right? So you can see that if a specific technology is not features or it does not necessarily imply that they are not important. Okay, one reason for the some technology to disappear from the hype cycle might be that technology is no longer emerging, but it's a key business or key business lah. So that's mean blockchain is the norm thing people using right now. So it's no longer about research. It's a common thing, key business. So the latest one for the Gartner emerging technology for 2020, I have here. Okay, this one. This is 2020. 2021 not yet released, probably in the August, in the end of the August probably. 2021, we're going to see later on, but I believe that no longer such a blockchain things lah. Okay, in 2021, 20 no longer blockchain. People talk probably 5G, still private 5G still somehow going rising. Probably there's another thing you can do research other than blockchain. Okay, probably something else. Okay, probably related to blockchain. Cryptography is not there because cryptography is the heart of the system. Okay, so that from here, I was sharing about the technologies so that you know that where you are when you want to start lah. So actually for those who want to do PhD, you see that it's not something like fancy anymore. Blockchain is not fancy thing. Huh? Okay. So I hope that you can get a little bit. Okay, in 2000, I forgot to mention the Bitcoin, right? Okay, in 2019. Okay, 2019 is a very bad day, almost bad day lah. Okay, Bitcoin somehow drop a little bit, and then around 4,000 something, 4,000 something, almost 3,000 from the 10,000 from the 20,000. I think that they go something around to 20,000, and then go to 4,000 something like that. 2020, Bitcoin also bad. Okay. At the beginning, okay, somehow 2021 right now in the 1st January, around January 2021, the Bitcoin rise to $60,000, equivalent to probably RM around 260,000 ringgit. Okay, you see that somehow the price rise like crazy, and they say, and in the 2017 or 2019, I think 2018, they say that in 2014, 2024, the Bitcoin will rise $100,000. In 2021, they rise $16,000, and right now, the Bitcoin price around $35,000. It's going down lah. Somewhat stable around that amount. Okay, so they say that 2021, 2024, $100,000. Please don't buy Bitcoin. That's my advice. Okay, Bitcoin is something like a risk. You need to be patient. To be a little bit on the, I want to share a little bit. I did some mining in 2017, 2018. Last time, I just managed to store around the total amount of the thing that I did mining is around $600. $600. All the one thing I mining, I managed to store as amount of $600. I mined Ethereum Classic and a lot of things. Not to just for the experiment things. In 2021, the total, all the mining thing, after the price rising with all the currency that I'm mining, I got $10,000. You see that? $600 during the mining. I just keep all the coin and everything I'm mining in 2018, until 2018. I stopped the mining in 2018. By the end, I sell all my mining graphic card and everything. And then I keep the currency for my training. I want to share what the people with my training. If you attend my training 5 days, I will show everything. So that in that things, I skip everything. In 2031, all the mining thing, the price, and I look at the exchange rate is almost $10,000. So let's just imagine that the thing that I'm mining just a couple of years back, 3 years back, goes from $600 become $10,000. God. Okay, I do not sell the coin lah. I keep it right now. The entire coin that I have around, because the price is going down around $4,000, $3,000 something. That's I'm keeping right now. If I say at the moment of $10,000, probably I'm going to get RM around 45,000 ringgit. Okay, 45,000 is big. Okay, can have a vacation. Wow. Okay, there's a little bit on the sharing my experience. Okay, and right now we move on to the next one, section 2.
Dr. Anwar.
Yep.
Okay, just one question here. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, go on.
Since you're talking about Bitcoin, okay, I just like to know, okay, what are the main factors that affect the stability of the Bitcoin itself? Okay, some says that the trust from the buyer, okay, is one of the important factors, okay, that affect the value of the Bitcoin itself. Does it
Okay.
true? Or do you
Okay.
have, or is there any other factors that will affect those values? Thank you, Doctor.
Okay. Thank you for the question. I love that question. First of all, I don't want to talk about conspiracy theory, okay, about the Bitcoin and the price and everything. There's many people talk about that. Some of the even want to find who is the Satoshi Nakamoto. Okay, so the main point is that it's something a stock market. When they too many demand, the price rise, and also they are using market speculation. So that's why actually the Bitcoin already being monopolized by some people. They are big fish. At any moment, they already have a plan. When they want to rise, let's say they want to have, actually it's not about they predict that I mentioned before. They predict that in 2024 the price is $100,000. It's not they predict. Actually, they're already going to make the things because they control the money. Okay, they already make a lot of the they make investment since the beginning of the Bitcoin at a price around 20 cents of USD. They already buy a lot of things and they keep selling. And for example, in the beginning of this year, the price rise $16,000, and they start to sell all the Bitcoin they keep in their their wallet, or in something like they call it a big security area. They're storing the Bitcoin, and they still disperse slowly. The price estimated around $6,000, but this guy is a big fish. Okay, so he just sell all cryptocurrency, sell until around March 2021, the price went down $30,000. Okay, so you see that they play, they sell everything, they make a lot of money already, and then wait again. Next time, the price went down, and next time, probably next year's or next 2 years, 2024. They're going to buy again with the cheap price. They buy again because they already make a lot of money. They already say at $30,000. They're going to buy these things again so that the price rise again with some partner and with some of, or we call it some speculation. For example, a Tesla buy 100,000 of the Bitcoin. They already buy actually. Some of it probably do something on the speculation. The price rise again and it become $100,000. Okay, that's the play. They're playing the people, and you are the small fish. Okay, we are, including me. You buy Bitcoin when it's rising, are losing in the game. Okay, you are losing. They are making a profit, you are losing. Let's say when at the beginning of the January 2021, you buy around the Bitcoin price around $50,000 because it's rising, you know it's going to rise. And then somewhat is stocked in $60,000, you do not sell it. You believe that you're going to rise again a couple thousand, and you do not sell it. And now, right now, let's say you just after by March 2021, the price went down 35. You see that? You are just small fish. You lost the investment because you are small fish. Okay, that's why I'm telling you guys, do not invest in the cryptocurrency. If you want to invest in cryptocurrency, you must buy at the moment that it really went down. And you need to be patient with the next 2 years or 3 years. Okay? Talking about halal haram, probably is pretty close to haram. Okay? Because some people just selling the cryptocurrency without any portfolio. They say they're talking about, okay, they give them something like promise that, like I'm saying. 2021, the price, 2024, the price we go to the 100,000 price USD. So right now 35,000. You buy now, just wait 2 years, the price will always go to the 100,000. So it's in Islam, it's a Muslim, it's totally haram doing that way. Investment, you need to have a portfolio that how you can generate profit and then how you can going to lose. If you buy Bitcoin, most people say about how you gain profit. They never told you about losing the things. Like I mentioned to you guys, the big fish. This I mentioned you how do you losing things. So you always lose in the game. And from me, as a Ulu Amri, somebody is, I'm not the Imam or Ulama, I'm just Ulu Amri, somebody that knows the technologies. I advise you that investing in cryptocurrency is haram lah. Okay. But if you just want to do cryptocurrency, for example, you want to transfer the money, your friend probably in the Palestine or in the whatever country that do not have a problem with the currency, you want to transfer, you convert your cash money to the Bitcoin, you transfer to that guy around 1 hour or 1 day, and then he cash back the money, it's okay. It's just a medium. But if you really want to do investment in cryptocurrency, very close to haram. I believe that it's about haram lah. But I do not cannot say about haram because I'm just a Ulu Amri. So I have also ulama, and we need to look at everything, either good or bad. Bad too much, that means haram, very close to haram lah. So that my advice, the price is controlled by big fish. It's something like a conspiracy theory. Nobody can control it. They say that going to 100,000, we go 1,000. Okay, I think that I answering the question lah. I hope that that can be, you can ask me later on or attend another training. I can go talk about this one lah.
All right.
So,
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you for the explanation.
Okay, don't be careful lah. Don't get the trap lah, into the trap.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next one, section 2. What we have is something about we're going to talk with. So we have in Malaysia lah, what we want to do or we are doing right now. Okay, in the project in the Malaysian, actually, me and Sabut Malaysia in 2019. Yeah, 2019. Oh, I believe 2019 or 18. I don't remember. We want to have something like a blockchain collaboration between the researcher or with all the lecturers or the researcher in university, so that we can have something like want to have something like hands-on, not just something like on paper. So we have set up some things. We call it the collaboration IPTM project lah. This is something testnet. So we want to have something really work blockchain lah. We want to feel that how we running our own blockchain. During that moment, we set up the network and everything. We found too many things lah. From the starting from the knowledge and skill, time that you can commit to set up the system, to maintain the system, with all the things, people. Oh my God! Okay, whoever joined that moment to set up the IPTM testnet for the testing, you know that to run a blockchain is not something like writing or lecture review on the paper. That's an experience. I give you a lot of experience with university, UMS, Dr. Muzaffar, UMT, USM, USIM, everything. This is people that co-volunteer, that some researcher from the university want to do. They have set up the network, and they have all the experience, the problem, and everything. They saw what is actually the implementation of the difficulties of the blockchain, including in UMS. They got somebody attack the server used for the cryptocurrency mining. Okay, so there is a lot of things can happen if you're running in a public network. So there's here in the IPTM, we have a CSM as a secretariat for the policy and this kind of everything. And as protest is our team assisting on the technical part. Okay, this IPTM testnet. Okay, about the app that I'm going to share today. Okay, so we have something like identity of certificate verification using blockchain. So we want to have something like university. So this is a project for the IPTM. It's an open source project so that university can get benefit rather than buy something from a scam, whatever. We want to have a free certificate verification system so that all the members of IPTM or our friends, especially the registrar, can use the system so that can have a verification system. So here we make some case study on the certificate. Of course, you heard about the last time e-scroll and everything. E-scroll is not owned by university, it's owned by another third party. For the IPTM project, all the source code and everything, you can modify, you can read, modify, customize and everything is because it's going to be owned by your own, because you're open source project. Okay, you're going to share your knowledge and also use the thing that we have lah. So you can verify your identity, student or staff and everything. Okay, this is some UI, this interface that later on I'm going to have a demo. I will give sharing on this part in a couple of months, I think in the June at the USIM, about this app, about the certificate, but it's not very complete yet. So right now it's almost complete because I'm going to talk later about that one. So we have a UI whereby you can verify certificate. You can see that at the top here, blockchain number running on Ethereum, IPTM, testnet. You can have smart contract info. So you want to know that it's actual certificate, right or not. You need to look at smart contract. Smart contract info, and you can see that later on, Cybersecurity Malaysia, we certify this smart contract is actually the original one, the right one. That's the main role of Cybersecurity Malaysia. They want to certify or verify your smart contract is the valid one. And we can also have a blockchain info and about application. So for example, let's say you want to verify certificate, you just put your certificate there or just using QR code. You can scan using QR code. This is some menu, you scan QR code, and then you can get the certificate numbers from there, and you can see the name. Of course, this is and then where's your program. You can use this app. It's the same for you want to verify the staff ID, or for example, your item also have a project micro credential. You want to verify whatever specific coursework and student take. For example, 2 week or 1 week training from the UiTM. Can have also certificate there. I'm developing the system for Dr. Erny lah. Almost complete. So we are deploying right now. So later on, probably UiTM going to have been the first university that having the system truly using blockchain lah. Developed by the teams lah, not somebody outside. Okay, and the thing is that here you can see that from here you can see the information about the smart contract info. I did not put here verifier yet. Later on, if you develop your smart contract or using the existing one, you need to make sure that Cybersecurity Malaysia certify your smart contract so that all data smart contract is correct. It's not somebody that try to, everybody can create smart contract. So claim that they are having a PhD or triple PhD or PhD, doesn't matter. So they can. That's why you need to have another third party that certifying your smart contract is the right one. So that the data inside smart contract is the actual data, it's not scam data. So this information about smart contract info, you see that this system very detailed so that people know about the actual thing happening inside your certificate system. Another one is that also you can see that about blockchain info, it's also mentioned about what is the address you're running. If you say you have ethers in the IPTM testnet, you can show the ethers. This is okay. You can see that this is running on localhost. For testing only. So this is a client version you are running, protocol and networking and etc. Also about the application, you can see that you can also this I've developed. You can also modify, customize. You can I already put everything here. You just need to modify this part, put your university logo and do some modification, and then so that this is about you can also put your program for universities. So that this is about collaboration. So everybody can modify and can have a blockchain system in your university with the source code. Okay, you have the source code, you can use source code, modify and everything. So that's about collaboration. We are sharing. We are not making a scam token. Okay, no scam token. Okay, this is how the system component and a system flow. For example, it's a bit messy. Okay, we start from bottom, number 7. Actually, the registrar is the one that producing the information about certificate. So normally registrar, we key in data in the SQL database. You may load the existing certificate from the existing SQL database, and then you are using some IPTM database tool here, number 5. You store only the data that need to be put into blockchain. You never read directly, okay, for the system, never read directly database from the Unity database, because in Unity database, they have a lot of database, too many things. Even the medical information about student, registered date, we don't want to have that file information. We want to have only, for example, refer to the previous slide, yeah. We want to have only information about certificate number, name, program, when this guy combo. We don't want to have all the detail. That's why you cannot remove database system, because whatever data that when you read from the Unity database, just store here, local database, is for the blockchain. So you're using tool. We have developed some tool later on. You can use this tool so that you can put into temporary local database. Okay. After you read all from the Unity database, only the thing that you need to read. Okay. And then you read all the certificate data using the IPTM certificate generator tool. You read SQL database and upload certificate into the blockchain. Actually, when you talk about upload blockchain, actually you upload into smart contract lah. Of course, before you upload the you upload data, you need to store your smart contract or upload your smart contract into the blockchain, Ethereum blockchain, and then you can start upload all the certificate data into the blockchain node through smart contract lah. Like I'm showing you previously, we have a smart contract, right? And this one, smart contract info. So, for example, owner address is something like the owner of smart contract, normally Unity. Contract address is where smart contract being deployed in the blockchain. Submitting Malaysia, we verify that owner is right, contract is right, the content is the source code of the contract is right. So that means your contract is certified by Submitting Malaysia, and then you can run securely or verified system inside the IPTM testnet or mainnet lah. So that's how we make sure that your thing is certified. Not just everyone can upload smart contract. I'm sharing to the open source, but the only certified by CSM is the true one lah. Okay, here when you upload all the data here, you can use mobile app, Android. Okay, I'm going to share in this project IPTM testnet. I'm sharing the source code of the Untitled mobile app source code to everyone. Smart contract I'm sharing to everyone. Ethereum node, of course, is already open source project. I just said sharing the we call it the open source and or the manual how to set up the things. And the last one is the IPTM system manual. Okay, we already have a first draft of IPTM system manual, how to set up the entire system. So that means your ICT department or people can use this manual to set up the system. But we just have the first draft. I do not even have a time to review it because this project is open source. So normally I or my team only work freely, ikhlas, percuma during weekend. Okay, we have a lot of development project right now, so that's why it's a bit slow. But my team already make a first draft. I did not have time to read the manual first before I ask somebody, a couple of people to do testing the manual, read the manual and set up everything. Is it correct or not? Okay, so there's a first draft of review, not done yet. So that's why some part I cannot share yet because I need to make sure that it's work properly. So that's the thing that I hope that you later on, you can probably you can have a beta or what we call a tester. If you're interested, you just contact me later on. I have my business card at the last of the slide. You can contact me. You can have the trial version so that you can help me as a team to develop or try whatever thing we have here before we actually uploading the everything in the GitHub lah. Okay. So here IPTM generator tool, I'm going to share the binary Java file. It's Java because it's some project we have some have a copyright code, so we cannot share the source code, but we're going to share the binary file. But the important part is this one. Okay, this one, because it's just something like how you do programming to talk with the database and call the API. I give you. We are sharing this tool number 4 and number 5, so that you can use whatever. You can have a basic setup for the system. Okay, so so I hope that by this August, everything we have in the GitHub, including the manual, you can have your own blockchain network, not blockchain app. you can verify your university certificate. So everybody can verify. You can upload the Android mobile app into the Play Store so that everybody can download the app and can verify your university certificate. So they're very fancy. You can have a free, okay, free. So no need to buy whatever from third parties. You have your own the app. Okay, section C, what we have done. Of course, when we have this all diagram, we want to see some experiment. Okay, so the experiment set up to test for the 10,000 certificate. Actually, for this experiment, we already submitted a book chapter to the Dr. Fairuz at the UTM. We have because Dr. Fairuz want to become a chief editor for the one book chapter about blockchain. We submit a book chapter already accepted. Because we need to do some minor changes lah. Okay, so we are doing we need to submit the book chapter by the end of this month. So after this is covered on the talking about the papers lah, you can read the paper. It's not a white paper, it's a reviewed paper. It's a book chapter. So you can read this paper, it can assist you to understand more detail on the system lah. Because of course we have got a problem, we are developing, we have a development, we are not university. So that require a lot of effort to make the open source thing because we are business. Okay, we have a lot of development project. We need to commit to our promise first to our customer, and then at the same time, with the time we have, we do some open source so that we can share the knowledge. Okay, so ilmu is not for us lah. The knowledge is not for us. We want to share with everyone lah. So in this experiment setup, we have done the experiment setup. All the result I'm going to share here actually is come from the book chapter. So we generate a 10,000 certificate using the tool. The tool is here, IPTM certificate database tool .jar is a Java file. IPTM certificate generator tool .jar, and the third tool is a IPTM performance measurement server to measure the performance of server when have a request from the testing machine. So in this case, first that we want to run add certificate 10,000 certificate into the blockchain node. How much? That's the first experiment using tool number 2. For certificate database tool, jar to read database and store whatever, including in the database. We are using number 1 here, and number 2 is here. Certificate, read certificate, and number 3 is here to measure the CPU. So it's a developer tool. So to measure the performance of the system. And then the result is here. Before the result, we go a little bit on detail on the setup. First, you need to take as a fact that blockchain is slower compared to hyperledgers, so that the process is slow compared the writing, the write process, writing or write data into blockchain is slow compared to read or verify many certificate lah. So read slow, something like DVD lah, DVD RW, write slow but read fast, something like that. In suspect setup, we have a testing machine. We upload, not 1,000, 10,000 certificate. I make a mistake here. 10,000 certificate using single-threaded techniques. And then number 2 is that testing machine request read 10,000, okay, 10,000 certificate using multi-threaded technique. I mean, the multi-threaded part is something like we want to simulate. There's many people that are using mobile app to read the certificate, to verify the certificate. Read means verify. And then we want to measure that the blockchain sealer node respond to all read-write requests by the testing machine. So that's the thing that we need to measure later on. Measure how much the load, or call it the stress that being tested at the blockchain sealer node. Okay, specification. Testing machine is quite high spec. Okay. For cost, blockchain sealer node is a very cheap machine. It's just one virtual CPU, 2 GB RAM. Cloud, it's a cloud. It's running on the cloud in the Cyberjaya. Testing machine is running from from the cloud, and then the blockchain sealer node running in the ICOS hosting at the Cyberjaya office. Okay. Well, there's an admin told me, the ICO hosting told me that the server in the Cyberjaya I contacted the admin, but I do not know actually where is physical one, actual one. You just say in Cyberjaya. Okay, I just pay maintenance every 30 ringgit monthly, around 7.28 dollars, so that you can have the spec of the server node, blockchain node. Okay, so quite fast. Bandwidth dedicated 100 megabit per second. Data transfer 1 terabyte monthly. So you can have a public, they give you one public IPv4 address. So that's enough to have a blockchain node with a cheap price. So the result. Okay. First thing is that you want to upload or still got 1,000, usually 10,000 certificate using single threaded technique. So before the execution of the add certificate function, the SQL query was successfully executed to read 10,000 record from MariaDB database. First thing that we want to read database first, 10,000 record. As mean this is a 10,000 record of the certificate that or from the university certificate lah. It's a data that register give to the system so that you can upload to the blockchain. So less than 2 seconds to read everything. Wow. Of course, you cannot challenge the database system. They're very fast. 10,000 record read, 2 seconds. Less than 2 seconds. Okay, to collect all certificate. Okay, 10,000. After that, the certificate function will execute by 10,000 times. That means there's a smart contract function. Actually, you can see the smart contract on. To submit all certificate using single-threaded function. You cannot use multi-threaded because blockchain is not something like multi-threaded system. Submit many times, I do got some problem later on. Yeah, I don't want to go detail this part. There is some problem if you using multi-threaded to submit the thread. Because the blockchain requires nonce, sequential nonce. Let's say you want to submit first transaction, 1, nonce 1, second transaction, nonce 2, nonce 3, 4, 5, you need to have sequential. Let's say you submit the first nonce number 1, somehow you skip number 2, you go to number 3, the blockchain never write the block number 3 until you submit number 2. Okay, they require nonce to be sequential. That's why you cannot have a multi-threaded. You need to submit a single line by line following the nonce. Okay, so we submitting 10,000 certificate to the blockchain. To submit using single threaded to blockchain is required 283 seconds. Quite fast actually, because you want to submit one time, right? You do not want to submit the same certificate multiple times, only one time. So you submit 10,000 certificate around probably 5 minutes around that. Okay. However, the IPTM sealer node, or is a blockchain node, be able to write or confirm the transaction by 622 seconds. Okay, around 10 minutes something. Why? Probably a little more than 10 minutes. Because the blockchain has a limit size you can write into the one block. Okay, even though that's why I'm not using a multi-threaded submit, because you know that there is a limit the size of the each block. So that's why I'm just using single-threaded submit to make sure that the node is following the sequential incremental by 1, and also we know that at the end the blockchain can be only confirm all the 10,000 certificate by 322 seconds. That means you cannot use a multi-threaded for the submitting smart contract, submitting the certificate into blockchain. Okay, just single-threaded. This happened. Okay, like I mentioned before, they have limit. And on average, 80 certificate write transaction will confirm per IPTM block. Each IPTM block, okay, block is found at a fixed duration. Every 5 seconds, you found a new block using POA, proof of authority, consensus. So in general, that to write the every second in transaction per second, so you can have a 6 transactions per second lah. If you're using IPTM testnet. If you're using public network, using public Ethereum, that you need to pay a lot for Ether, it's much lesser because their gas, the size of block is smaller compared to the IPTM. IPTM have big one because we are running private proof of authority network. They are running public, so public they have less size of the blockchains, block lah. That means you can only submit a very small transaction per block. Okay, this is the result. This is something not like almost like something like a hype cycle, right? almost something like hype cycle. Okay. First thing is that the performance of to read 10,000 certificate using parallel multi-threaded requests. So you can see from here, thread number 0, of course, do nothing, right? Nothing start from 0. Here you can see that if you're running single-threaded, that's means one user, one time only to read the certificate. To read the entire certificate, you should require 10,000 certificate, require 180 seconds to read the 10,000 certificate. Start from certificate number 1 until certificate number 10,000. So you read sequential lah, one by one, require this amount time. So in average, 52 certificate lah per second lah, you can read. Let's say you are using two-threaded, you only require half of previous one, 73. So faster. But at the end, because you are going to have the optimal one lah, the last value that you can use. 9, 10, 11. When you are running either more thread to connect to the server, this is from the client or the test client machine connected. 9, 10, or 11 thread, you can only have the performance of read from the server. This is server performance. It's a blockchain server performance. You can only have a maximum 28. That means this is a limit with the spec of the computer of. Okay. This one spec blockchain sealer node, right? With one CPU, 2 GB RAM, 30 ringgit spec, maximum spec that can go only 9, 10, 11. That means you can read 10,000 certificate at most, at best, 28 seconds, whereby every second, you can say that in 354 transactions per second. If you do more trading, it will affect the performance of the server. Okay, so no need to go further. This is the optimum one. This means you can have your blockchain server can handle 10,000 requests for 28 seconds. That means in 1 second, 554. That means people can start verify your certificate at one second. It's 354. Quite many people for the cheap server. So you can see here that the something like hype cycle going down. At the end, you go to the stable one around 20 seconds. So that's a parameter. It's been at a 9, 10, 11. If you go to 12, it become not optimized lah, because CPU load become too much. So in this case, you can have a second node or third node with the same configuration with serving they will do, okay, let's say you want to increase the number of the transaction per second, right? You just add another node, second node. So that's mean when the app want to access to read the blockchain node, they will try to choose whatever node that having less, we call it less of the CPU usage, or something like less load lah. Because we have a tracker in blockchain, we have tracker. You can track that which node that having less load. That's mean mobile app we connect to the less load lah. So that's mean in blockchain decentralized system, you just adding one more node, you can have double of the certificate rate performance. Add a third node. Okay, you can just add in a node. Okay. Later on, I'm going to discuss with you at the end of the slide, or at the end of the slide, the advantage using decentralized compared to centralized. Okay, so that's the result. Okay, actually the same thing. This slide, actually this slide is the same thing. It's a little bit zoom. So supposed to be, I'm going to make a demo, the app. Okay. So before I'm going to do demo in last one lah. Okay, not now, because I want to give a little bit discussion further, so that people can have a big view. Okay, slide pun nampak
Nampak.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Good. We resume the session for the second part. Okay, before we do not do demo yet. Demo will be at the last one. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This is a bit, I want to go detail on the blockchain. I don't want to go this to the first part because we just want to meet up, right? The previous one. So in the concept of the blockchain, we want to go a bit on how it's worked. In the blockchain, can be IPTM Genesis or something like the configuration file. At the block number 0, it defines how the blockchain works. Can have the main chain, or testnet chain, whatever, doesn't matter. That means between the block, we are running a gap 5 seconds. Okay, using POA, so it's 5 seconds. So that between this block, that means there is some limit lah. How big one block can store is called gas lah. Transaction gas limit lah, each block. So that means there is many ways that you can submit transaction. For example, you can submit one by one. Okay, that means if you submit certificate 1, 2, 3, one by one, you need to wait. But it is a default API. But in the IPTM testnet, we do not use a default API. We are submitting as much as possible. You can submit at the beginning. So that's why we can see that we did not submit 1 second to submit one block. We're submitting 10,000, around 200 seconds something there, so that the blockchain node later on will assign that, okay, and the block number 2, they only put 80 certificate, block number 3 put 80 certificate, block number 4, 80 certificate. Later on, they have something called it transaction, what you call cache lah, or something, transaction buffer, so that make sure that you do not turn off the node lah. Okay, as long as you turn on the node, they will read the buffer, they will slowly store all the transactions that we are submitting. So that means if there are many people submitting transaction, there is no guarantee that your transaction will be put in the latest block. Probably need to wait. Some people that want to have your transaction being put inside the block, latest block, they will going to pay Ether gas of transaction fee is greater than others lah. Because the miner, we choose the best, who the one that paying more to submit transaction. But in case of the POA, IPTM testnet, we don't bother about the Ether is a free. Okay, we don't bother about the price. So anyone can submit. It depends on queue lah. Whoever submit first, you're going to get the latest block lah. So that's how it's worked. So okay, a little bit on the blockchain. Right now, previously I mentioned to you guys on the diagram, like the performance. Because I share this, I do not share this slide first. I share the performance result of the experiment because I hope that you can compare, can understand that when you are using blockchain, you are using family car. Okay, not a sport car or F1 car. I don't understand that. Okay, so by default, Bitcoin, you can only have a 3 or 4 transactions per second. Not fancy lah. That's why, and in blockchain Bitcoin, need to wait 10 minutes to get one block. 10 minutes to get one block for Bitcoin. For Ethereum, average 15 seconds per block or 30 seconds per block. Ethereum public, I'm talking about public right now. In the POA IPTM, it's around 5 seconds. You can adjust 1 to 1 second, but probably if there's no transaction submitting, we're just creating a waste block lah. Okay, even not big, but in average, based on my experiment, I've studied that for 1 year, around, say you have a very basic thing, data you store inside the POA network, every 5 seconds, it's required around 2.5 gigabyte. Yeah, just having a small transaction, very basic one, something like the way I do experiment right now. You will consume around 2.4 or 0.5 gigabyte yearly. That means if you're having faster block being created, that means you're going to add more storage. So that's why 5 seconds is average okay lah. Okay. So another thing is that if you're using either Tangle or Chancellor, right now you're using Tangle technology. So they are using this is referring as block. You collect all transactions put into block, but in the Tangle or call it DApp technology, they are using transaction based. Okay, so based on transaction referring this is all transaction. New transaction referring to all transaction. The bit old transaction refer to more older transaction. They are using referring transaction, but in blockchain you are collecting block by block. That's a different performance. That's why the Tangle is very fast, or hash graph very fast. They are referring based on transaction. So you can say that in the later on IOTA specialist, we have a very fast transaction. Just not 800,000, it's more than 1,000. and also hash graph for the run on the hyperledgers. So hyperledger is a private network, it's not a public network. Ethereum and Bitcoin is on the public. Okay, Tangle is a public network. You're using DAC, it's a public network. Hyperledger, not. Hyperledger is running on a private network. So they're quite fast, 2,500 when I snap refer to this slide. So actually more faster or slower, it depends on the implementation hardware. So at least 2,000 is about a Visa Mastercard speed. Okay, this is a bit on the Tangle, a bit on the performance. You can see that if you are using Hashgraph, something like you are using F1 car, okay, very fast. Okay, or Tangle also fast, is suitable for the IoT. If you have a lot of sensor node, you want to store as a sensor transaction, not as something you put it in the block. Because if you're going to have a delay if you store it waiting for 5 seconds or 15 seconds. So that's why you are using Tangle. My advice is that if you have some project, you need to understand the project nature. When you understand the project nature, you choose either using blockchain or Tangle or Hashgraph, whatever. Not saying that we are using blockchain because they provide solution this, they do that, they kind of boom. Okay, it's totally wrong. It depends on what transaction you want to run. You want to fast write, you are using Tangle or Hashgraph. If you want to have a stable car, family car, something like that, you have you write one, but rarely update, you use a blockchain technology. Because blockchain efficient for read. Okay. Here I want to show you a bit detail. When you look at the blockchain, in the blockchain, in 5 seconds, or for example, in Bitcoin, it requires 10 seconds to create a new block. That means you need to put everything, okay, transaction, every 10 minutes, and then you try to verify it, and you seal it. Wow. 10 minutes. Just imagine that in Bitcoin, it requires at least 10 transactions, 10 blocks, to consider your transaction is a valid one. Okay. In Bitcoin, I repeat, let's say you are submitting transaction here, okay, and then you need to wait another 9 blocks ahead of you, so that after you, so that you can consider your transaction is valid. In Bitcoin, require 10 minutes to create a new block in average. That means you require 100 minutes to verify Bitcoin transaction. So you cannot imagine that you want to go to the petrol station or pump to fill up your car gases or fuel, and you need to wait 100 minutes to verify the transaction. So it's killing yourself. Better you put your pump and then put the gas on your body and burn yourself to wait there. So it doesn't make sense using Bitcoin to pay the gas or buy some groceries. That's why you're using something like Tangle or Hyperledgers, because they are reference transaction. Okay, in Tangle, they are using proof of work. Very short, probably a couple of milliseconds, do something so that there is no spam. In the latest Tangle, they are using Decentralized, they have some automatic detection so that less spammer because in the Tangle IOTA networks, it's a public network, it's a free, everybody can submit transaction. Okay, Bitcoin need to pay, Ethereum need to pay public, but Tangle is free. That's why they have some change the architecture, they call Decentralized, and then to make sure that there's less spammer because too many spammer in the networks. Okay, a little bit on the comparison between blockchain and Hashgraph packages. So you can see that the previous block by block, Hashgraph is something like Tangle. You see that something like Tangle. Actually, they have A, B, C, D is a users. All user in the Hyperledger is a verified user, is a registered user. Okay, so you cannot have an outsider outliers. You join the network, cannot. You can. User must be known. Compared to the blockchain, everybody can submit as long as you have Ethers or Bitcoin. Also, compared to the Tangle, everybody can submit. That's why they have a lot of spammer of transaction. Something like garbage dump already. Okay, people put a lot of sensor node data become to the public, so they have to suffer of the damage of the too many rubbish lah. So in a hyperledgers, it's a private. All the people that are using the node already known, at least registered user. That's why it's more private system. Okay. Okay. At the end, normally I show this slide first, but in this talk I share the last one because I believe that by doing the action, something like action movie, right? You see the Tom Cruise falling from somewhere and shooting the enemy back something, and then somehow you go back at a bit slow. I look back. Why is it something that happened? Right? Because why the action happened? Okay, so here we are here, like that. We show the action first a little bit, and then we go to back why that's happened. So right now I'm going to compare what is blockchain and database technologies. Database is a centralized system. Blockchain that talking about something like decentralized. And then when you want to make the decision or to choose either want to use the Ethereum, whatever the technology previously I showed you in the diagram, you need to know which one the best one, and then you pick the technologies. Not something like we want to have a blockchain. We choose Ethereum. Oh God. You need to understand that the nature of the problem you want to solve or the project you are developing, and then choose the best one. Okay. So here I want to compare the architecture first. Blockchain they are using decentralized, distributed. Why I say decentralized, distributed? Actually, even though decentralized, one node can connect to, for example, decentralized, distributed mean you have one node. Let's say you have a 10,000 node in the network. You can one node connect to 10,000. So that's been distributed. Okay. Actually, impossible to implement because your computer have very limited memory. If you want to be distributed, you want to connect to all 10,000 nodes in the network. You need to have big RAM, big CPU. You are running P2P networks. So it doesn't practical. That's why you are using decentralized. You connect to the nearest node or the trust node or what, at least around 100 nodes. You cannot have a distributed actually in a practical one because limitation of your computer, RAM, memory or CPU, and also network bandwidth lah. So and then somehow they broadcast to each other lah. That's happened actually when we Ethereum introducing a new one using the sharding technology and the Ethereum 2.0, Ethereum proof of proof of stake. So they want to improve the performance of the writing Ethereum node transaction ledger. So they are not using only one block, but they can have multiple block that have somehow something like Tangle. But it's less efficient than Tangle. But they have a different method. I want to go to one. I don't want to go detail here because they need to go to be explanation lah. If you attend my training for 5 days, inshallah we share to you guys lah to detail. So database is centralized. To be honest with you guys, you cannot deny the existence of the SQL database. Probably at least next 10 years, because database that I'm showing previously is very fast store. Okay. My project with some of the local university, we are using hybrid, whereby we have still using blockchain, some part we are using database. You cannot remove database. Okay, database is still there. At least next 10 years. Okay. Network performance, of course, with blockchain is faster. You have many nodes, you can add any node at any moment. So you have many nodes, you are faster. Database, you cannot add something hard. Cannot have more. You can have more one node. You need to use load balancer. That means there's another technical problem you need to have lah. But it's very difficult. Okay, so that's the base. So for mine, you can have multiple nodes. So this means choose any node that have a less load and connect to that node and do whatever blockchain transaction there. So that's fast, right? Security and digital forensic. Of course, all the transaction in the block is traceable. Okay, so even though you update the state, but let's say you are writing transaction at the block number 100, and then somehow at the block 200 you change some variable value, but the record is still the. If you go to the block 100, the original data is still there, but when you go to block 200 that you updated, it means the new data is there. So you can go around whichever snapshot you want to go. Let's say you want to get data at the block number 100, you get the original value. If you go to snapshot of the block 200, you get the new value. So this means it's traceable. Cannot change. You can change, but people know that the original value and previous value and latest value. In database, of course, are not traceable. This append data in database. Of course, you can have a log, system log that whoever write this moment at this location, this guy is submitting data. But when you append the data in the database SQL, that means the new data will be there. This is not, you cannot trace back the original data. That's a bit challenging. So that means if you use for the database in the solution in the general election, PRU, that's PRU. So actually at the end, the admin is having the control the entire system. The admin can change any data so that, for example, Arniza is become the next prime minister, for example. That's lah. Because there is no traceable. That's why we are using blockchain to provide this one. You can traceable. Dekat setiap party, for every party that involved in the election, they can have one node, at least one node lah, at the site, so that they can monitor the transaction that nobody is appending the data lah. Because blockchain, everybody have a sharing the same state. So another thing is that we can use the system backup. Okay, in the blockchain, I love that each node is original copy. Each node. Okay, each node actually is blockchain node storing the same copy. No need for backup. You don't need to backup every weekly or monthly. No need. Just having another node connected to the network, and then automatically they sync the data. All node will have identical data. So that's mean this is the backup lah. As long as you have one node running, you are safe. Data is still there. So this is the way to backup. But if you're using database, of course, it's a little bit nightmare for the admin. You need to weekly or monthly backup. Don't forget that. Okay. Okay. Downtime for system update. Of course, blockchain, even though you do hard fork whatever thing, there is no system downtime because blockchain node can be updated at any moment. For example, right, blockchain node, what I mean is a machine, it's a computer or laptop. Let's say you want to upgrade blockchain node. Let's say previously you are using hard disk. The size of hard disk 2 GB. It's quite slow hard disk. You want to upgrade your computer. You remove the hard disk. You put replace with the SSD hard disk, probably 3 GB. SSD very fast. So you just replace the hard disk and install whatever system there is required, and then just connecting running the node at node number at the block number 0. Connecting the, for example, Ethereum client to the network, automatically they will download all the chunk of data from the network from another node. So that's mean after a couple of days or a couple of hours, it's something like your torrent movie, long time ago, right? Before broadband technology is there, people torrent. Okay. At the end, you get one movie, right? Complete a movie. It's a pirated movie, of course. You get a torrent movie, you can watch movie, right? Actually, each computer storing the same chunk, right? Some chunk of the movie. At the end, you will check back the integrity or the file hash is correct and everything. So you can watch the movie. The same thing here. You store all the blockchain node is distributed around the world, for example. So all node we share, and then you get back, you will get your own original backup or original data. That's mean. So no need to bother about downtime because when one node being updated, there is another node. Okay, so you can run 24 hours. But if database, if somebody deny our service or whatever, okay, system always down. Okay, even updating server. Deny our service also the same thing. One node down, another node running. So that's I love the beauty of the blockchain. Entire system hang up lah, of course. Not even the DDoS attack, everybody want to submit the grant for FRGS or PRGS, whatever grant during the last day of deadline, of course, it become hang. And that they also happened during the PKR election. I think they have elected party leaders a couple of years back. They are using online whereby all the members can choose the highest top leaders of the party. So they also got some problem because too many people want to access one server, right? It's crazy. Okay, access control, smart contract, they provide permission access control protected and data encryption. It means Whenever you want to access smart control, you will check your address, identity, or something like that. So that your data, when you're accessing the data, you are the owner of the data. Data encrypted. Okay. First thing is that if you're running Ethereum, Bitcoin, your data in the blockchain is not encrypted. You need to encrypt it manually. Or data or the state in the blockchain is being seen to others. So you need to encrypt your data. So I say data encrypted because if you encrypt data, people can do anything. Okay. In Hyperledger, they have something that you can have a segregation of the network. Even you're running the same Hyperledgers, but you can have segregation whereby the group of people in that of the one group that they can get something like WhatsApp group lah. Only people within the group or in that group can read all data, something like that. They already implement encrypted at the Hyperledger lah. Okay. Okay. So that's why another thing is that database access control, admin can access everything. Admin something like God mode lah. Okay, admin is a God mode. If you play a game, something they call God mode or GM, they can do anything. You can have a general election, everything. At the end, admin can change database, right? Okay, so admin is in a God mode. So they can make decision. Whatever actually the right one, admin can change. So because it's only one admin, you can have multiple admin. Admin can do anything. So in blockchain cannot. If you change one data, there's another node saying that you are lying. Okay, that's why the more node in the system is more secure system. In the blockchain base, at least you need to have a 50%, more than 50% honest node lah. Like that lah. So that people cannot lie lah. People cannot, the blockchain can detect at least 50, more than 50, not 50, more than 50%. 50.001, something like that lah kan. For example, you have a 10,000 node, at least 5,001 node honest. Tak berubah data, okay. More than 50%. So the blockchain system is secure of the issue of the admin. Okay. Okay, application system development and deployment, all programming and data at one place by smart contract programming. No need. Later on, I'm going to show the smart contract example. No need for hosting services. Everything executed by blockchain node. Android, iOS, DApp directly access blockchain and smart contract. Like I'm showing the previous diagram in the architecture, right? Something like component. There is no Apache web server, right? No need Apache web server, everything. Everything connect to the blockchain node. No need for the web server, everything. So that's the beauty of the development for the blockchain. Can have rapid mobile application development. I also have project with the UITM. We're creating the web base because we want to run on all platforms, right? We do not run. We do not put on Android or iOS, but we're making a web base whereby everybody can access the system, UITM micro credential using web base. We also have web base. That's another hybrid. So it can be done also. That requires the Apache web server, everything lah, because you're using web base. But probably later on, I believe that one day the blockchain also have some web-based solution later on. Okay, if you are using database, of course, you need to have a server hosting. You cannot, it's mean the user of the system, you cannot just using you need to have a web server or something. If you are using a blockchain, you need to write smart contract, you store smart contract in the blockchain. So done. You can have your own whatever DApp, mobile app, whatever. But in the database system, you can write web services. That means you need to have hosting services. You need to subscribe hosting services. There's no way that you are running public web server without subscribing and having IPv4 address so that people connect to your website. So no way. Blockchain, you just need to have a smart contract and then people can access your whatever DApp, mobile app. So that's mean. Another thing is that you cannot implement programming directly in database. You can only just SQL programming for accessing data. There's some limitation of SQL. You're only programming to access SQL data lah. But in the blockchain, you just programming everything. The logic of the heart of system is smart contract, and smart contract will be stored in the blockchain node. At the end, Okay, before this is based on this standard blockchain overview. Either you want to move on or take or leave blockchain, especially when you want to apply the grant, right? Normally people apply this grant because blockchain is fancy. No blockchain. If I just put database of course at the RMC level, reject your solution. You're using database for your system, whatever is something not fancy. At the end, it's better to have blockchain because it's very look fancy a bit your research project lah. As we know that blockchain research already done lah. Okay, look at the hype cycle, right? So at the end, what the NIST say, blockchain is still new, should be investigated with the mindset of how could blockchain technology potentially benefit us, rather than how we can make our problem fit into the blockchain technology. Okay, so far most people are asking me to do this. We can our problem fit into blockchain. Wow, except one project at CSM lah. Okay. So most of people are asking me this. Okay, we have a something we want to put blockchain there. We want to put blockchain there. We want to put blockchain there. That means we are asking to what problem fit into blockchain. But we never do that. How we could blockchain potentially benefit us. That I'm trying to share with you guys today. How blockchain can potentially benefit us rather than bawah ni. Okay, at the end, we could say that organizations should trade blockchain technology like the word any other technology solution at the disposal and use its appropriate solution. That this advice lah. Actually, you can read this document. I read it around 2 days. So at night lah, and at night around 40 page. So you can have this is a document especially being used by being made by NIST, and most of the people at the senator level read the documentation so that they can have understand a bit layman explanation about blockchain technology. Malaysia don't have something like this. Okay, that's why American only at the top. Because the senator normally know the what is blockchain because they already have the documentation for them to read in the layman form lah. So this is a little bit, I go rewind back a little bit, what is RPTM? This is the secretariat people, Ramlan, me at the middle, and so Puan Isma. Okay, there's my dear boss. And then a couple people here. Okay. Talking about these people, actually, last time Puan Hazrin give a sharing in the UC with me, right? It's just a simple sharing lah. Today I'm sharing detail because I'm the one only the one sharing, right? 2 hours. So I took the entire opportunity. Okay. Upcoming workshop. Okay, this is my plan. Last year I have a workshop for 5 days. Luckily I managed at the moment. Government allow people to travel. We did on the Dorset Hotel at Putrajaya. This year there's no such a thing going to happen. So I've discussed with a couple of people of the RPTM secretariat or also my friend. We plan that to organize sharing between not me, okay, something like workshop, simple workshop, sharing the knowledge of what they have done. In this workshop, I'm going to invite Puan Sarah from the CSM, Cybersecurity Malaysia, Department of the Digital Forensic. She did some system for the using blockchain. So probably she's going to give a sharing for 30 minutes. I also invite Puan Hazrin or Puan Isma from the Department of the Cryptography to give from CSM also to give sharing in 30 minutes. I'm also I'm asking for Anita from Sirim. Sirim also have one first project, baby project. They have managed to complete it using blockchain. That's why I want to ask for Anita because she did manage the implement system. So I'm going to ask also a couple people. Also another one is probably Mimos. That doing hands-on. Just a bit on the selected panel or the sharing, something that not a keynote. Actually, the sharing the experience from the industry work. Another thing is that I want to give opportunities for the university. For example, Dr. Muzaffar, apa lagi, a couple people that I know and I also don't know. Dr. Fairuz, Prof. Salman daripada UNITEM, Dr. Faris UTEM, people that already involving including the development of the blockchain. They also probably have also grant from funding for the government and everything, and also for industry. I want them to open that some slot, probably 15 minutes for them to share their experience and knowledge lah. That's the thing that I know. I also going to open to everyone that having a project that receiving a grant from the university, also sharing. That's mean it's open to everyone. We want to have one day. The 3 October 2021 is a Sunday. It's not a working day. We want to have something like santai, sharing knowledge, sharing university experience, also sharing the university experience. No more to my talk. Normally people talk, I talk a lot, sharing a lot. This time I want you guys sharing whatever you have done. I believe that a couple of university also, UMT also have some project blockchain, I believe that. So you use this 50 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes to share, and probably another friend from university want to QA, asking you. Probably later on you can apply a collaboration grant between university. You're connecting each other. So you sharing first, you jangan kena code, okay? Keep it for yourself. I'm already sharing everything almost I know, and open source and everything, a lot of things. So it's time for you to share with your friends so that you can have a implementation or apply grant with the collaboration, trans grant, TRJ, whatever grant, or probably multi grant collaboration with the CSM, with the CIRIM, so with the MIMOS, so whatever, so that you share your things you have done. Probably you got some grant for FRGS. You did something on blockchain, I give you guys around 10 or 15 minutes, share. So I become the moderator for the event lah. So that in one day, if you have less people, that's me going to finish earlier lah. Of course, my plan, I'm going to give you guys the invitation in the IPTM testnet people, and then of the group around Malaysia, so that people get aware, and then probably you can submit your, you agree to give a sharing, and then we assign the slot lah. So that's this time you go and give the sharing. Probably I become moderator. Probably somebody want to give feedback or comment. It's a very nice one lah. It's a good thing. I think that so during PKP ni at the moment of the quarantine, so that you can have something that blockchain also. I think that's all about my sharing. Before I do all the what you call it QA, I want to have a short demo. Okay, we're going to have a short demo. Okay, it's very nice time already. So I'm going to have a demo. First is that when I talk about the system, I'm talking about the heart of the system of the blockchain is a smart contract, right? So in this project, you can go to the GitHub, Exploitation GitHub. Just Google Exploitation GitHub. Okay, we have a couple project repository here. IPTM testnet repository, some manual. Okay, this is open source project. Of course, it takes quite a lot of effort. Our free time, especially on weekend. Because at the middle of night, sometimes WhatsApp, I email people or sharing with the group or the IPTM group during weekend, because that's the way the time I'm working for open source for everyone. I had a day. I have also to keep myself alive lah. Okay, I need to do job and project development, everything. That's how keep myself to feed myself lah and family, also my team. So in a weekend day, we do open source project. Sometimes I'm WhatsApp with all the team at a bit late. That's why, because we are working at a free days for the open source project. So this is some of the GitHub. Okay, for the next time, okay, let's say you can see that here, IPTM blockchain certification system Android. Okay, you can see that here. The entire Arniza studio will be published after book chapter submitted by you. Okay, actually, UTM added accepted. We are doing correction. So when we after correction, all everything, we're going to upload the Android project that together after the book. That's means we can auto attach. And we're asking Dr. Fairuz so that the book chapter in my chapter is a public view. Okay, I'm going to ask for that part because I'm working for the open source project. It's not a content closing. I'm submitting for the purpose of the open source. So that I'm going to attach the something like it's a book chapter, not white paper, book chapter with this part, so that people can read and understand the what you call the look and feel and the motivation why we are doing the certificate. Okay, this is it's not already shared. So another one is that I can go to Exploitation. There is another part is that repository. Okay, we can go to the smart contract. This is smart contract. The smart contract. Oh, not yet. View code. This one. We have some smart contract. The one that we are using right now is the RTM block certificate. Okay. This is smart contract that are running. You see you have seen all the experiment I did for 10,000 certificate, right? You can do back at home by yourself. This is a smart contract. Okay. So you can modify it. You need to remember that this is GPL3. You need to understand what is GPL3. Okay. So all the smart contract, for example, I mentioned about add certificate, right? I also put whatever I referring to others, I just put the link lah. So this is for somebody else my job lah. Okay. So for example, add certificate. This is one of the function add certificate. You call from the Android. You not for Android, from the test machine. You want to add certificate, you put certificate number and everything. This is a function for add certificate in smart contract. Okay. And use some processing here, you compare and everything. This is what we call the logic. The logic of the code is not in the binary file, actually in smart contract. Smart contract will be put inside the blockchain. So read public, this is the one that being running read public certificate run by user that are running a mobile phone. So you can see that the return value is the cert number, name, program, and also the date of combo date. This is the one that function being called by the Android. So that's the thing, it's smart contract. Okay, so I'm going to run the Android RTM certificate project. This is the one that I'm going to share to the public, including the entire project, including the project, because we create the project using Android Studio Portable. We're going to share the entire project. You just run from your computer, immediately run. So it probably the size around 4.5 gigabytes something, including the Android and everything, including emulator. My advice is that if you want to run the project of the Android Studio, make sure that you are using SSD, not hard disk, because you will generate a lot of people. So you need to make sure that you are using SSD. So not you're going to have very lag system to run compile. And also have encountered many times blue screen. I hope that there is no blue screen during the demo. I already restart my computer because it requires a lot of memory. My recommendation is that to run for Android Studio at least 16 gigabyte RAM. Okay, computer with 16 gigabyte RAM. So the thing that I'm showing you now is the code that we're going to run inside your computer lah, so that you can make your own DApp, modify and everything. So sources, layout. So here you can have your own design later on, you modify, you just put your logo lah, change your logo to your university logo, right? And put your name, for example, www.uitm.edu.my. You just change your name and put something and then they become your universities lah. Smart contract, just use whatever smart contract I give to you guys in the previous one or modify it if necessary. So this is one of the UI design. So right say we try to run it. Okay, run it. This is the main UI. So I already provide the emulator for the. So if you're downloading the full version, you can have a very prepared emulator. Just setting that using 1 gigabyte RAM for the Android, so that you can have to reduce the memory usage lah. Okay. So this is the bottom here, actually something that compiling and everything. You can see at the bottom here. I do not show it. There's something you can see here, right? There's a wheel or something. So need to wait. My computer also have a quite higher spec. You see here. That's me. It's not just this one. But before you want to do, at least need to understand the system, specification and everything. This is my processor. Of course, actually it's all thread. Actually, half of it actually 6 core. My CPU is 6 core. And make sure that when you want to do development, something you know the task manager monitoring your memory so that to avoid crash. In the memory side, do not look at available. Look at here committed. I have a 24 GB RAM. I already used to have a 3 GB to run. Okay, as you see test bar right now, right? See that amount. So there's a limit. If you go to beyond this committed, you're going to use a virtual hard disk as a virtual drive as a temporary. So probably got full screen. Okay. So now after we run it, okay, this is the you're going to have the apps. You need to give permission to access something lah. Can enter allow. Okay, you need to register. Okay, I already registered because first time you probably need to put some password. This is a blockchain password. Just put any password that we store locally. Don't worry about people know your password. Okay. Okay. Offline, right? Okay, you need to run the blockchain node. Actually, whatever I'm showing right now, going to have inside the manual of the admin. So to set up the entire system, going to have a manual admin. So later on, you're going to have the manual. Look at the manual. If you've got a problem, probably we're going to have a give you assistance. So to run it, okay, you need to running a blockchain node. This is a version node. Okay, run. When you run, going to have, for example, I open something else, back. See that blockchain number. This one. You're running, connected. You can have public one. So you can do a certificate verification. Okay, you can use a QR code. Of course, I cannot use QR code because I'm running emulator. I need to run it on the original smartphone. So these are all the application that you can run later on after we get book submitted, accepted, and everything. In the we're going to release also the source code because I need to have a couple testing on the source code. At least we release something that already working. If you want to have a very early access of the source code, okay, you can contact me to my address, to my email or WhatsApp, so that we can have a discussion, so that I can give you a try lah. I'm always working something like that because we want to try first before we really give to the public lah to modify. So this example whereby Android, and I've already shown to you guys all the things here. So this is a demo. I don't want to go to detail how to verify because I already show it previous slide. So that's how to compile and run. Look easy, right? Actually, it's a bit technical thing. The manual quite long. Okay, okay, that's it. So that's how you can have your own blockchain-based DApp verification. I believe that that's all sharing from me. Okay, we have done almost 2 hours. The smart contract is here, already public, so you can access anytime, any moment. Want to modify, want to argue. I'm always working, welcome people to argue with me. I love people argue with me in a positive manner, okay? Not offensive people in Facebook, in a positive manner. You are saying that I'm not good, there's something wrong there. No upgrade. I'm always looking at, be honest with me, okay, it's okay. Probably something I'm making mistake or I already make by myself. So probably I need a third party to comment. But the problem in Malaysia, not many have expertise in the area. So that's a bit difficult. So later on, that's why I'm asking CSM to verify some part later on. So that's it. A bit review on the on the blockchain demo. And the last one, the papers. This is a paper that chapter waiting for the UMS UTM to accept the final version, and then we're going to share with the together and everything. You can have also something, not white paper, but it's a book chapter. So I think that's all from me. I want to apologize if I make some offending each other. I don't have no intention about that. Of course, I don't like scam token and also people that selling a scam token, promoting the scam thing. Okay, that's I really probably offend those people. It's okay lah because they are liars, right? They are bad guy. So I hope that next time we're giving another opportunities to sharing, especially waiting for this one. This October. I hope that people join Probably I do not know you guys. This opportunity for you to share what your project you have lah. This is my last contact lah. Okay, you can share with me. Contact my business number, WhatsApp, or just email. I would love WhatsApp faster compared to email. Using Hotmail lah. Do not use Explorer because it's a bit slow. Normally official document using this one lah. So that's all from me. I want to thank to the UITM, the team, that organizing the event, so that I can be sharing to you guys. I hope that we can make the blockchain is a reality in Malaysia, not just dream. It's a reality made by you, not by scammers. I believe that all from me. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm going to stop the screen.
Okay, Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you so much for the informative and interesting talk. Okay, by you, Dr. Anuar. Okay, right. Okay, so everyone, okay, all ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so now we come to the question and answer session. Okay, should you have any question, you might drop the question in the chat area, so I will read it out to the speaker, or you just can unmute the microphone and ask the questions. Okay, right.
Unmute is better lah. I can hear your voice. I can see your voice.
Okay.
Are you the true blockchain or something like just scammer or something like that? Something like that. Okay.
Okay, so then it's some authentication here.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
the
can see your voice. I can see your voice.
Yes, yes. Okay, so the speaker requested for you to unmute, okay,
Go
and
on.
also turn on the camera, okay, in order to ask the questions.
Okay, no camera posted. Okay, I accepting.
Okay,
Sometimes
tak ada
people
kamera,
have
tak
own
apa.
private, right? Just voice. Okay, I can see your voice. No worries.
Okay, can see your voice. All right, right. Okay, right. Dr. Ak, there's one question here. Okay, regarding the demonstration just now. Okay, on the mobile DApps. Okay, this one is from Sharifah. Okay, she just asked you, can the demo be run in all types of operating system?
By default, we are making on the Linux, but I'm demoing Windows, right? Actually, the server side, Ethereum may have a client running on Windows, Linux, Mac. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Running a demo on the Windows. You can also run. I'm not recommended using Windows. Windows using a lot of memory.
Yes, yes.
That makes sense to running blockchain node. So definitely, if you redeploy, like the spec that I'm showing to you in the setup, right, in the cheaper in the cloud, right?
Okay.
That using that spec, you see, that's a basic spec lah. You can run on the Mac, Android. Of course, you can make also a UI for the iOS. It's a bit costly. You can also make a web-based, like we did with the UITM, with the Dr. Suraini project lah, with the ICT team. Because UITM also have internal developer. They are developing the web-based. So this means it can be deployed in any platform.
Okay, so meaning that they can download all the installation toolkit from the DApps, right?
Yeah, including manual, so that they can follow the manual. Probably later on, we're going to have a sharing how to run after everything complete lah. And we probably half day we run the entire system lah.
Definitely. Okay, so I believe that we have students who are interested in embarking on this project. Okay, right. As for now, so from the faculty from FSCM ourselves, we have some students are running or doing this blockchain project as their final year project. Okay, so as for me, I have 4 more students. Okay, registering. Yeah, I have 4 more students coming. Okay, to do on this to work on blockchain for their final year project.
So my advice is that make sure that the lecturer also have enough knowledge a bit lah, and before you can guide the people, right?
Yes, definitely. Okay, so the best, I think the first step is to join the workshop that you have promoted just now, right?
Yeah, sharing your knowledge, not just me sharing, right? People sometimes maybe some people comment my voice is too fast, too slow, too fast already, very fast talking, right? So that's why I want to hear you guys talking lah. I just become moderator. I love that part. Okay, anyone please ask question. If you even just blockchain things, it's okay, but probably not related to the project. I also welcome that kind of question lah.
Okay. And just wondering that okay, for if for the students, okay, after they're completing their project, okay, what else they can do after that? Okay, instead of just doing this blockchain for the final year project. So after that, okay,
Okay.
what else can
First,
they go for?
they can, if they already has experience in development, probably they can become part-timer at my company at least.
Okay,
Also,
that's good opportunity there.
yeah, also I have a couple of people that require developer for the blockchain. So probably they can get some information or recommendation to work in that company. But then it must be, you need to know that industry is very, they want people to do the job, not training the people, right?
Yeah.
That's why some people, I have a couple of intern that train I love intern at least 4 months above lah, not 2 months lah. 2 months just water boy lah. Okay. So at least 4 months above so that they can learn something, they can get experience. Sometimes if your people are good enough, I already invite them to the project, they get some payment lah.
Okay.
Money is already making money for them, even just intern student.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Okay.
Okay, right. Thank you, Data. Okay, any other questions from the floor?
I believe that there are a lot of people today because some people from RPTM also joined. Almost 160 something, right?
Yeah, we reached
I expecting
207.
some question. I'm expecting for some question from 158 people. Okay, please.
It's actually we reached 207 participants just now.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
My God. Okay. Alhamdulillah. This is a lot. Okay. I'm going to share in the YouTube lah, inshallah, the video that later on. I have a couple of video previously lah. I will share also lah. Including this one in my side recorded lah. They also have a UiTM recorded, right?
Yes, yes. We also recorded the session, and then we will share the link with the participants and
that's
other
nice.
and all the and the public as well. Okay, through the CIDL website.
Okay, that's nice.
Okay.
I think, okay lah. So my friend from the other university, please say hi to me if you really want to say hi. Just check your mic, make sure that not mute. At least I want to hear some people voice lah. Dr. Abdul Kadir.
Yeah, we have some familiar names here.
Yeah, of course, I know a lot of people here, but they are silent.
Assalamualaikum Dr. Anuar.
Waalaikumsalam. Ya, Mustafa. Siapa ni? Siapa?
Zahari.
Zahari daripada Inspam UPM. Okay. Silakan Zahari, ada soalan. Zahari merupakan programmer yang banyak buat kriptografi. Dia actually bila ada UPM kat bahagian Jabatan Matematik nak buat apa-apa implementation matematik algorithm, Zahari ada orang cari. Okay, silakan Zahari. Ada soalan Zahari?
Tak ada soalan. Just enjoy the bengkel je.
Okay, anything lah, tak ada soalan, tak apa, kata nak ada komen-komen apa ke apa, silakan.
Kalau boleh nak tanya, apakah
ada soalan pula. Dia tak ada soalan. Silakan.
Peluang penyelidikan dalam bidang blockchain.
Okay.
Memandangkan boleh kata saya beginner dalam blockchain arena, so nak tahu kat mana ruang-ruang penyelidikan yang boleh kita tengok untuk blockchain.
Okay. Itu menarik actually. Blockchain datang pada kriptografi sebab dia ada dia pakai signature scheme, dia pakai hash value. Saya rasa dekat Inspam tu ada ya beta whatever Rabin P signature scheme yang boleh digunakan untuk menggantikan bukan kita pakai Ethereum tapi kita pakai yang signature ataupun kriptografi algoritma yang dibuat oleh Inspam sendiri, and you pun boleh memang programmer developer, so kita integrate dengan blockchain so that kita boleh buat kita punya blockchain client sendiri menggunakan kriptografi kita punya sendiri. Sebab kita tahu Inspam tu ada banyak signature, digital signature algorithm kan. MSCR pun ada ramai kawan-kawan lain yang boleh buat, so that kita boleh buat sendiri. Actually opportunity kat sini ialah mengambil algoritma yang sedia ada penyelidikan kita boleh buat lah dekat aplikasi level, application level of research, di mana kita ambil algoritma yang dah ada, kita uji di atas blockchain.
Sounds good.
Itu yang antara benda kita boleh buat, cubalah. Sebab sekarang dia pakai elliptic curve, signature scheme.
Okay.
So kita boleh cuba gantikan tu apa side effect performance ke, apakah dia boleh menambahkan kebaikan lagi, ataupun hash function yang kita pakai lebih optimum ke. Itu antara benda kita boleh cubalah.
Okay.
Carilah peluang nanti lepas PKP lah kot, kita boleh jumpa lagi kat kedai nasi Arab ke. Boleh sembang panjang. Kat Sedang kan.
Tak sakit.
InsyaAllah.
Terima kasih Dr. Anwar.
Okey, sama Zahri. Okey, siapa nak rakan lain?
Assalamualaikum Dr. Anwar.
Salam. Itu surat ini ke?
Yes.
Nampak. Okey. Ya, bos projek UiTM. Ya, silakan.
Tak ada tanya apa-apa lah. I hope that our project is successful. And then banyak benda lagi. Kalau sukses ni, kita akan
mungkin
apply.
Cerita sikit lah. Silakan cerita sikit pasal projek sikit. Mungkin rakan lain nak tahu.
Okay.
Dr. Suri dah bagi sharing apa? Belum lagi, tunggu lagi Oktober. Dr. Suri dah bagi. Silakan Dok.
Okay, terima kasih Dr. Anwar nak sharing nak share apa Okay, so this project is under Pejabat Timbalan Naib Chancellor Academy UiTM. So this is to produce we call it a micro-credential certificate batch lah. Okay, so kita nak apply this certificate, this blockchain technology to produce the certificate. Because of micro-credential ni macam kita ambil setiap kursus and then kita combine jadi satu produce award dia sarjana muda something kan. So macam tu. So kita projek tu start awal tahun lepas kan Dr. Anuar. So sebab
betul.
Kita lambat sikit lah, tapi alhamdulillah it's going smoothly and can we kata 80% kan siap?
Betul.
Tinggal
Jadi
deploy
kita
je.
kena deploy, nak bagi pilot test sebab benda perlu jalan terus kan. Yang menarik ialah dekat Surai ni, Dr. Surai ni bukan antara yang paling awal lah yang take the challenge buat satu projek untuk blockchain kat Malaysia, kat universiti lah. Memang internal in-house developer.
So
dia bukan pakai orang luar. Dia tak ada orang luar developer. Dia Malaysian, programmer pun daripada Department ICT ke, IT kan, IT department.
So kita pakai itu tujuannya untuk develop projek tu untuk train juga pada masa yang sama, so dia boleh train dengan developer yang lain lah. Itu tujuan utama UiTM buat.
Itu alhamdulillah lah. So daripada UiTM ada bagus Dr. Surai ni ada inisiatif untuk train people. Sini bukan pakai produk orang luar kan, budak scammer ke kan. Kita buat coding sendiri, kita pakai untuk kita sendiri. Dan kita boleh berkongsi dengan rakan-rakan lain, insyaAllah lah kalau dia orang sanggup bayar. Okey, terima kasih Dr. Surai ni.
Okey, terima kasih Dr. Anwar.
Okey, saya pada tu dekat soal dekat bahagian chatting, there is some question daripada Dr. Nur Huda daripada UKM. Ada soalan situ. So the question is that in your opinion, what do we need to do as we plan to apply private blockchain into preserve the chain of custody? Ini actually chain custody ni actually project CSM, confidential project. Actually Puan Sarah actually a student of Dr. Nur Huda, PhD student. Actually Puan Sarah is the staff of the CSM doing some project, confidential project. Actually it's in generic way. I want to say that if you want to have too many storing the data in the blockchain, you have something like you want to every second you have too many data, couple of input source of the data. That's been probably the best solution is that we may use the Hyperledger of the or Tangle technology. But if you want to just let's update lah. If you have many update, for example, after a second you need to update. That's mean probably Hyperledger is the best. Let's say if you want to just evidence, want to save the data one time, you collect. If very rarely want to update the evidence, of course, evidence rarely to be updated. Probably Ethereum smart contract or blockchain is the best one lah, because we want to have a write one, update rarely, read many. Okay, but the data in the blockchain should be private. and the data inside blockchain should be encrypted because the Ethereum do not implement encrypted data in the blockchain. That means whatever data you submit Ethereum must be encrypted. So I hope that Dr. Huda make sure that some encryption algorithm. I will say, that's why some people using Hyperledger, they already have something like WhatsApp group. Even you are a WhatsApp user, you have your own group. Only people in the group can read the data. Others that cannot read. There's something they already have internal encryption between the group. So that's that. If you really want to use Ethereum, probably you need to have a group encryption within at the end layer, not in the blockchain layer, but when you submit the data at a mobile app, you see some data or text file, but when you submit to the blockchain, data encrypted. User is not aware that data encrypted, but data in the blockchain encrypted. When you read back, you have the decryption key, right? So you can read the plain text. Actually, all data, whatever in the discussion of the project is encrypted, but they need to have back-end app lah to automatically try to encrypt it and then decrypt back to the user. I think that the answer to Dr. Huda lah. Anyone have a question? Another question?
Okay, Dr. Anuar. Kadir ni.
Kadir, Dr. Kadir, lama tak dengar suara daripada UTM.
Lama tak makan
UTHM.
nasi Arab.
Nasi Arab, Masya-Allah. So ada apa projek ke?
Dia agak slow lah Dr. Anuar pasal
COVID saya faham lah.
Student tak ada kan yang nak buat hal tu. Tapi mungkin untuk next sem mungkin ada student lah untuk buat pasal blockchain.
InsyaAllah bila kita ada event sharing nanti bulan 10 ni mungkin ada lebih ramai lagi orang berkongsi lah.
Tapi hari tu paper yang tu dah publish lah.
Publish, okey, alhamdulillah paper ada publish. Saya pun tu kata ada setengah orang ajak saya join grant, saya accept je. Tapi tak tahu kan orang juga mana berlaku kan. Grant FRGS, PRGS apa benda kan. I hope that lepas ni kita boleh lebih communicate each other lah. Orang-orang yang partner saya buat grant, especially on blockchain. Macam tu lebih kurang dok. InsyaAllah.
Thank you, terima kasih.
Sama. Okay, I think thank you Dr. Kadir. Salam. Okay, yang lain-lain ada soalan sebab kita dah masuk 12 buku. Mungkin moderator nak tutup buku, nak tutup cerita ke? So saya serah balik lah kepada moderator lah kot. Terima kasih ya.
Okay, terima kasih Dr. Anuar. Seems like we have no more other questions here.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So I think that's all for our question and answer session.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, so any last word from you, Dr. Anuar, before we close the session?
Okay, I want to thank Puan Ani lah dengan rakan-rakan dekat group team that organize the event. I hope that question saya ini adakah ini the first event kita punya group?
Yes. For CG blockchain ini first event kita sebab kita ada series of webinar kan lepas kita discuss.
Lepas ni mungkin tolong I hope that we can promote to other friends so that they can join lah.
Yes, insyaAllah.
We also have another couple of people that have experience, right? So that we can probably so later on mungkin whoever registered going to get the new invitation lah kot.
Yes.
So I want to thank you and I hope that we can have a nice lunch today. I think that's all. Thank you very much, everyone.
Okay, insyaAllah. All right. So yes, I like what Dr. Anuar said, that this is our first event for CG blockchain, and basically we have planned for more webinar session after this. Okay, and then we have lots of interesting topic to share with others. Okay, right. Okay, so thank you so much, Dr. Anuar.
Assalamualaikum, bye-bye semua. Selamat makan jambu selera.
Okay, so finally we come to the end of the presentation. Okay, we'd like to say thank you very much. Okay, to all to the presenter and all the for the informative and interesting talk, and also to all the audience. Okay, for the active participation. So hopefully the presentation will be beneficial. Okay, for everyone. Okay, right. So to close our session today, we like to recite Tasbih Kifara and Suratul As. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for your attention.